the podcast. Thank you so much.
ଅଫିସିଆଲ ଗ୍ରୁପ ହେଇଛି ନା ହେଇନି?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Should we start?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Good evening to you all. And also I invite for your successful participation in the transaction. By this time, here and there, talking about the importance of education in the development of a country. Therefore, education is a potent factor in the development of a country. And hence, education is a basic requirement for success of democracy and the progress of the country. Coming to the second stage of education after elementary is your secondary education. That secondary education is a very crucial system of education where the students have to make a choice between the or among the different disciplines. Therefore, secondary education is a critical juncture. After matriculation, for example, after 10th class, the students will go either to art stream or to science stream or to commerce stream. So they have to make choice. Sometimes the students fail to make choices regarding the subject to be taken, and therefore this is a issue. This becomes an issue, and they come to the teacher like you, and they come and consult, sir, madam, oh, what should I do? Should I go for science? Should I go for commerce? Should I go for humanity? If I go for this, which subject? So when you suggest that these subjects should be taken by you, because this is the perspective of these subjects. So therefore, secondary education is a critical juncture. So why? Because the learner will enter into a discipline which the learners most of the learners, they want to make their career. Somebody, if you want to make a career like engineer, so science. If you want to be businessman or trade, then commerce. If you want to be engineer, doctor, science. If you want to be a OS officer, also science student can do. So now you have to make choices regarding your career. Therefore, as a teacher, you must know the child's talent, the child's ability, the child's interest, and you have to make suggestion. So therefore, this becomes a critical phase for the teacher who are teaching, who have taught the secondary school students. Therefore, today we'll discuss about what are the issues and concerns in secondary education, particularly what are the problems or issues or concerns in secondary education. These problems and issues, concerns have been talked about through 4 units, unit 13, 14, 15, 16. So unit 13 is all about universalization of secondary education. Gone are the days when we as Indians, we are very contented, very happy that elementary education is universalized. Now, the time has come. We will not be satisfied with that universalization of elementary education. We must go for, with the advancement of technology and science, we must go for universalization of secondary education, also college education like that. Therefore, in unit 13, universalization of secondary education, what are the problems, what is the objective of Ramsha, that has been talked about. In unit 14, equity and equality in education has been discussed. So therefore, with example, so therefore the constitutional provisions for education has been discussed, and to what extent we have been able to implement the constitutional directives, that has also been discussed in the unit 14, that is equity and equality in education. In the next unit, that is unit 15, curricular issues and quality concerns in secondary education. That means we are mostly concerned with, we have to make provision of secondary education, but not at the cost of quality. So the quality parameters are to be taken care of. For example, we have to provide teachers. That doesn't mean that the number of teachers are there, but now the question is, are they qualified? Are they trained? Are they competent? So that is related to quality. So therefore, certain norms, standards have been prescribed. For example, NCF 2005 talks about something. So that has been discussed in the unit 15, that is curricular issues and quality concerns in secondary education. The last unit is professional development of secondary school teachers, secondary teachers. Teaching is a profession. Sometimes we call noble profession. And now we are all professionals. Who is a professional? A member of the profession. What is a profession? A profession is an occupation which requires some kind of specialized training in a particular field. For example, you are a teacher. You are working as a teacher in elementary or secondary. So, to become a teacher, you require some kind of a specialized training. For example, how to deliver, how to transact in the classroom situation, how to make assessment, what kind of assessment is to be made, at which context, what kind of questions are to be included in the assessment technique, like that. So therefore, as a teacher as a professional must be well versed, well acquainted with all these issues. So therefore, sometimes we as the teachers have been criticized by many people because of our immoral acts. So therefore, we must, as a professional, we must abide by the professional ethics. We must show the morality. We must be committed to our teaching profession. All these have been discussed in your last unit, that is professional development of secondary school teachers. So these are the basic issues and concerns of secondary education, which have been discussed all throughout the 4 units, 13, 14, 15, 16. So let us come to the unit 13. That unit 13 is all about how to make secondary education universal. That means every learner should have the access to secondary education free of cost. Already I have told you, education is a potent factor, or education is an instrumental in the socio-economic transformation of a nation, socially or economically. If a country or nation is developed, progressing, we must give thanks to education system. So therefore, education plays a pivotal role in the socio-economic transformation of a nation. Now, so far as secondary education is concerned, already I have told you, secondary education is a kind of transitional period. Why? Now the child has to go from the school situation to a higher form of maybe college, maybe +2 college, like that. So therefore, all of a sudden these situations are changed. In a school, for example, in the school, and the teachers are very cooperative, there is accessibility to the teacher. The student could approach, but that is very rarely happen in case of colleges and plus. So therefore, the student feels something awkward. So gradually, this student gets acquainted with the situation. Now, secondary education, that is class 9, class 4, that is lower secondary. Higher is 11, 12. And that secondary education is a crucial stage in the educational hierarchy as it prepares the students. Now, the question is, why secondary education is crucial? It is crucial because it prepares the students for a higher secondary education. So therefore, it has been well told by Harvey that he's found that secondary education plays a critical role in addressing the emerging human development concerns in countries. That means when you are starting your +2 higher secondary, that means you your competencies, your abilities, your talents are to taken care of, so that when you gradually make progress, then you will be treated as a human resource in the form of scientists, in the form of teachers, in the form of engineers, in the form of cultivators. So you will contribute significantly to the welfare, progress and welfare of the country. Therefore, secondary education should be made compulsory, should be given to all students. That is universalization of secondary education. You know that RT Act 2009, that was meant for universalization of elementary education. Now that has implication for secondary education. Once we are contented, we are satisfied, we are happy that all elementary, all means not 100, 80, 90% students have the accessibility to the elementary up to class 8 elementary education. Now the next target is that those who have been easy access to elementary education, they should also be provided secondary education. Why? That if these people are educated, if the students are educated, the students of today are the citizens of tomorrow. So therefore, they will be responsible for all the development in different walks of life, in different areas of the social concern. Therefore, secondary education becomes the means of social transformation in the system of education. Therefore, secondary education needs to be reconstructed in the context of today and tomorrow. So therefore, we have to provide, there is no way out to say that no, we will not provide uh, uh, RT Act to the secondary education. No, we have to provide every child to get education for at the secondary level. Now, what do we mean by that universalization of elementary? Let us understand, then you can go for secondary. UEE, universal, you must have known it, meaning of universalization of elementary education. Universalization of elementary education is the educational provision for all children to get elementary education without any dropouts. Therefore, the concerns of UEE is universalization of provision of school facilities, universal enrollment of pupils, universal retention of pupils, qualitative improvement of education. The same parameter which we are talking about at the elementary level, those parameters for those methods will also be well applicable to universalization of elementary education. So universalization of elementary education means, universalization of secondary education means that the students should be given free of cost the secondary. All the children in the age group of, say for example, in the age group of secondary education, they should be provided free of cost the secondary education, class 9, class 10, class 11, class 12, like that. Therefore, but universal provision for school facilities. That means we must provide school facilities so that the student will not find any difficulty to come. For example, 7 to 10 kilometers, the school should be within that. Universal, we'll talk about universal enrollment. Once the school has been started, it is started for the students of class 9, class 10, class 11, class 12, higher secondary or lower secondary. So they should come to school, they will take admission like that. Once the students have taken admission, they will be staying, they will not drop out. So retention. Then, if the qualification at the secondary level is not quite impressive, the student will not attend the class. They will not go to the school. When the students will be asked why are not going to school, now that the teacher is not teaching well, the teacher is not, he is not or she is not taking personal care, and she is not taking my problems into his consideration or her consideration, and so on and so forth. Therefore, quality dimension of secondary education is to be. So therefore, regarding the school facility, for example, ES great which include, Jagabal, please mute it. Establish a school within the reach of the students. Therefore, enrollment, universities,
Jagabandhu sir, please mute your mic.
between age of 6 to 40.
ସାର୍ ଶୁଣା ଯାଉନି ସାର୍ ସାର୍ ଶୁଣା ଯାଉନି ଜଗନ୍ତୁ ମହାନ୍ତ ହୃଦାନନ୍ଦ ସାର୍ ମ୍ୟୁଟ କରନ୍ତୁ ଶୁଭୁନି ଆମକୁ
Please mute your mic. Okay. So therefore, we must provide uh, education, free education to the students of secondary level. So therefore, Rashtriya Madhyamika Shiksha Abhijan was the initiative to provide Rashtriya Madhyamika Shiksha Abhijan. This is a centrally sponsored scheme of the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India. So what are the purposes? What are the objectives? Number one, to provide a secondary school within the reasonable distance access, within the reasonable distance of any habitation residence. This should be within 5 kilometers for the secondary school and 7 to 10 kilometers for the higher secondary, plus two. So in case of plus two, that is within 7 to 10 kilometers. The institution will be there. For the class 9, class 10 students, the school should be within 5 kilometers so that the students will not feel easy. The students will not feel any difficulty in attending, going to the school. Second is to ensure universal access of secondary education by 2017. 100% gross enrollment ratio, GER, gross enrollment ratio, 100%. It was hoped because we have introduced Rashtriya Madhyamika Shiksha Abhijan. So initiative have taken, facility are given. So it was hoped that all the secondary students should enroll their name.
ଜଗବନ୍ଧୁ ସାର୍ ଟିକେ ମ୍ୟୁଟ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ, ଆମକୁ ଶୁଭୁ ନାହିଁ ସାର୍। ଜଗବନ୍ଧୁ ବାବୁ ମ୍ୟୁଟ୍ କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ଆମକୁ କିଛି ଶୁଭୁ ନାହିଁ ସାର୍।
ଜଗନ୍ ବାବୁ ମ୍ୟୁଟ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। ନାଇଁ ପୂର୍ବନ୍ତୁ। Problem. Okay. Then once the school facility have been given, then the students are taking the advantage of going to school. Then once the secondary students, class 9, class 10, they have get admitted. They got admitted. They will not leave the school. They will continue and complete the 10th class. So therefore, next is providing access to secondary education with special reference to economically backward. Those SC, ST, poor girl students, OBC, their minorities, for them some special provisions should be taken care of. So therefore, Ramsa tries to, Ramsa is the first large-scale intervention for universalizing access to and quality of secondary education, covering the socio-economic and ecological variation. Ecological, for example, you belong to hilly area, I belong to rural areas, somebody belongs to your urban area. Urban area, the students who belong to urban area, that is not problem. That is no problem. But those who belong to hilly area or rural area, so access to secondary education is a problem. Therefore, we have to address to all these. So, the government of India has approved the following revised norms of Ramsa with effect from 1st April 2013. So, what are the revised? To ensure that all secondary schools have physical facility like building, playground, laboratory, water facility, drinking water facility, like that. To improve access to secondary schooling. So that means secondary school within 5 kilometers. Then third, to ensure that no child should be deprived from the quality secondary education. So this is a more, for example, we have the school facility in rural area or in your urban area, but sometimes we find disparity in the facilities. For example, in rural areas, the science teacher is teaching science. There is no laboratory, science laboratory. But that science laboratory is made available in your urban areas. Similarly, sometimes, not always, this is my experience, in hilly areas, we have the provision that at least there are 2 science teachers at the secondary level. One will be CBZ, biological sciences. The teacher will take care of biological sciences, another is PCM. Sometimes neither this or sometimes only physical PCM teacher is there, CBZ is not there. Sometimes biology teacher is there, there is no PCM teacher. So who will teach? That teacher can teach, but it is not qualitative. So some specialized people. Similarly, sometimes the English teacher is English background teacher, English or not, something like that. That is not there. The Odia honor student having BEd, he or she teaching English. So that will affect the quality of education. Not that we have completed course, our English is taught, but when you ask the students, how was the teacher while teaching English? No, sir, very poor background of the teacher, even spelling, common spelling errors were there, something like that. Because that teacher who was teaching, he was managing, because English background teacher was not there. So because of the request of the headmaster, he is managing. But this affect the quality. To improve the quality of secondary education, resulting in enhanced intellectual, social, and cultural learning. So when we are improving the quality, that will be reflected in the development of intelligence, social development, and cultural development, to ensure that all students pursuing secondary education receive education of good quality. So we must be sure achievement of the above objective would also inter alia signify substantial progress in direction of the common school system. That means whatever recommendations have been given by Ramsa, it must be found in all the secondary school students, irrespective of their locality. For example, whether it belongs to your hilly area or a rural area or urban area. So all these must be the motto of the school, secondary schools. Therefore, Ramsa is a comprehensive program of the government of India to drastically change the scenario of secondary school education in country. If we look, in my time, if I consider that in secondary education, in my time, secondary education, but at present, now the students are in a better position. In my time, for example, I belong to a village, rural area high school. So there is the teacher was teaching science, but there is no science laboratory. So only verbally the things were told. Now the students are given the opportunity to have the direct experience, conducting experimentation and coming to the conclusion. This is how it has happened, like that. So therefore, sometimes what happens in case if in some cases, in some locality, if within 5 to 7 kilometers, if the schools are not available, now for them, if they have dropped out, that means those who are in the age of going to secondary school, class 9, class 10, for them, we can have an alternative system like open and distance learning. For example, they may be poor, they in their area nearby, within 5 to 7 kilometers, there is no high school. So therefore, they are not going. So for them, uh, it is suggested that distance and open learning can be the alternative which can help them. So why do we consider open and distance learning system as an alternative? It provides these are the reasons. It provides easy accessibility to schooling at a very low cost. Now you need not go to school. So only if you have provided if you have the technological advancement, if there is technology with you, if internet facility are there, like that, it provides quality secondary education also. It prepares the learners for developing skills. Now you must have heard the open schooling system. Those who have not gone to the formal system, they can go and complete the secondary education through the open learning system. It fulfills the constitutional obligation. What is constitutional obligation? Constitution says that no one who is at the age of going to secondary level, he should or she should not be deprived. He should not be deprived of. Therefore, we must, by hook or crook, we have to provide secondary education. Therefore, this is a flexible system, and therefore the social needs are fulfilled. Now, you know, we are yesterday. Some of the one of your friends she was asking, sir, what is about globalization in the field of education? Now, because in the whole globe, now there is a change in the system of education. There are the changes in the lifestyle, the changes in the system of education, in any system, not education, social structure, political structure, economic structure, all have been affected by the changes in the world market. So therefore, if knowledge is fundamental to globalization, that means knowledge is also globally responsible to be changed. So when the knowledge at any corner of the world, for example, the knowledge at the European countries is changed. So we, the non-European countries, Asian countries, we have to accept, we have to see the new knowledge. So globalization should also have the profound impact on the transmission of knowledge. Now, knowledge is not confined to a particular country. So that is the effect of demonstration effect. When you know that this is happening there, also you are adapting. If you find that this is also good for us, you are also using. So therefore, the concept of globalization emerged in 1970s. So what is that globalization? Globalization is the process of international integration arising from the interchange of world views, products, ideas, and mutual sharing and other aspects of culture. That means we are exchanging our culture, we are exchanging our traditions, we are exchanging our education system, we are exchanging our social system, industrial system. For example, an Indian educationist is invited by a European country. Now you talk about what is your Jagannath culture, what is about Hindu culture, what is about Sanatan culture, what is about your school system, what is about your college system, what is about the service condition of the teachers at the primary level, secondary level, or higher level. Now, when you say, they say this is our system. Now, when you could know it, you come when you return back to your country in India. Now you say to your colleagues, "Oh, this is the system there. This is not our system." For example, in American situation, in American context, their system, the pay is linked to qualification, not to your elementary teacher, your college teacher, your plus two PGT. It is not like that. For example, if you are a postgraduate teacher and you are working at the elementary level, whether you are working at the elementary level or at the college level, the pay scale is same. Similarly, you are a graduate. If you are working at the primary level or elementary level or secondary level, the pay is same. But here, in case of India, so we have our salaries, our pay structure is related to status of primary teacher in the primary level. This is the scale. Teacher, whether you have done PhD, whether you have done MA,
बहुत सारे irritate sound होउची सर
pardon?
जगबंधु सर
जगबंधु बाबू प्लीज
କିଛି ଶୁଣା ଯାଉନି ଆମକୁ
म्यूट योर माइक
जगबंधु बाबू प्लीज
କିଛି सर सुना जाउन बहुत
So
irritate
therefore,
आइलानी सर
we have been so therefore, when we exchange our ideas, this is the effect of globalization. When similarly an expert from Japan or an expert scientist from America or Canada, he is invited to India. For example, now we have done many universities, they are doing MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. So what is that? For example, exchange program. Our students will go there, your students will come here. Now they will know, our students will know your culture, your students will know our culture. They will be acquainted with our higher education system. Our students will go there and they will know your system. So this is how there is. We cannot say we are confined to our education system. When we know the education system of other country, we try to follow it. So therefore, it is reflected in your national policy on education like that. So therefore, it is the effect of globalization. So globalization influences education in the following. In the Chandan? No. So therefore, let us see how does globalization affect or influence influence our education system. Number one, it is given on page 16. Meaningful learning, which shift the focus of teaching away from the presentation recitation mode of instruction towards teaching for conceptual understanding and problem solving. In my time, even in your time, classroom teaching was teacher oriented. The teacher was dominating. Why? The teacher was, we have accepted behavioristic approach to teaching, learning process. In the behavioristic approach, learning, acquisition of knowledge was the primary function of teacher. So teacher was allowing the learner to acquire. The student cannot make any cross question. Whatever the teacher says, the students were accepting and acquiring. But nowadays, it is because of globalization, we are giving more emphasis on meaning making, knowledge construction, conceptual understanding, problem solving. So therefore, we give more emphasis on project work or your collaborative learning or your group discussion. So therefore, uh, gone are the days when teaching was considered as a one-way traffic. One-way traffic means the teacher was leading the situation. Nowadays, classroom teaching is a two-way traffic. Sometimes the teacher will tell, teacher will explain. Sometimes the student will cross question. Sir, why do you say like this? Can it, with a polite tone, can it not be like this? Now the teacher has to cognize, the teacher has to consider the element of element that the student is there. There are two poles. One is teacher, another is your student, learner. Many times, I do not know whether you got you feel like that, like it or not. Sometimes the teacher has the understanding. What is the impression? The teacher feels that I am more intelligent and the students are not intelligent. It is not like that. Okay, you are experienced, the teacher is experienced, mature, but that does not give guarantee that you are more intelligent than all the students. Maybe few students, maybe one or two students in your class be there. They are highly intelligent than you. For example, I can give one instance, example, which can say how students are intelligent. One, the teacher was teaching and he was proving the situation. So showing a water bottle, he asked, what is this? The student said, this water bottle. Now the water bottle was put on the table. And the teacher said, where is the water bottle? Then the student said, the water bottle is on the table. Then the teacher said, my dear students, where is the table? Now the table is on the floor. Then the teacher said, therefore, the water bottle is on the floor. A is equal to B, mathematical fallacy. A is equal to B, B is equal to A is equal to B, B is equal to C. So A is equal to C. Now the teacher was thinking that this example I have given, the students cannot give the same example. After giving this example, then the teacher said, is there any student who is intelligent enough who can give the same kind of example? Now one of the students who was taking the last bench, he was raising the hand and making the hand raised and fall down. When the teacher watched it, when the teacher could see it, then the teacher said, Mr. Student, now yes sir, now should I feel that you know half of the example? And then the student smiled and said, no, sir, I know full example. I know the full example. Now then why are you raising the hand and making it fall down? Now sir, when I am raising my hand, it confirms, it says that I know the example. And when I am making the hand fall down, means I am willingly making it fall down, because if I say you will punish me. Therefore, I am fearing. Then the teacher said, "Oh, you are fearing that if you say say the example, I will punish you." No, yes, sir. No, all right, I will not punish you. Then the student said, "No, no, no, sir. I do not believe the teachers. Sir, मानने का मतलब विश्वास नहीं. Now why? Now you have said something and you do something else. Now all right, what can I do so that you can believe me? Now that you swear. Then the teacher said, "Swear, swear, swear. I will not punish you. I will not punish you. I will not punish you." The moment the teacher had said like this, now the students started giving the example. What is the example? Now the student said, "Sir, I love you. You love your daughter, so I love your daughter." Just see how the student is intelligent. Therefore, the teacher should feel that the number of such students may be less, but students are there who are quite intelligent, maybe more than me. So you must accept this, and you must accept this and celebrate it. Yes, I celebrate. I salute you. You are very intelligent. All right. Thank you very much. Like that. So therefore, we have to due to implementation of centralized curriculum. So this is also due to the effect of globalization, because of the whole universe is affecting this country, affect that country affect that country. So there is an influence. Therefore, our curriculum should be centralized. If it is not centralized centrally from the Indian government, in case of India, then your local environment your local curriculum will be different from our curriculum. Jammu Kashmir curriculum will be different from Odisha curriculum. Odisha curriculum will be different from West Bengal curriculum. Why? The states have been given the power. Now that should not be. Globalization said no. We should have minimum standard. If the curriculum is below the minimum standard, then we cannot become a member of the whole globe. So it should be central. Curriculum should be prepared centrally. For example, your BEd curriculum. Let us take the case of BEd curriculum. Now I was a member. We were 10 members in Odisha. When we have to prepare the 2 years BEd curriculum on the recommendation of NCT, National Curriculum, National Council for Teacher Education. So it has given that this should be the paper 1, this should be paper 2, this should be paper 3, practical, something like that. So value-added something like professional enhancement courses, so like that. So workshop mode was there. How to prepare? Once the papers have been selected, decided, then what should be the content? Then we look over here and there. Somebody, some university, they have prepared. They have given in the website. So we download. Then when we the Odisha, we have prepared the. I still remember in 1915, so 2015, when it was prepared. It was very lengthy, something like that. So when it was in the website, Odisha government website, many criticism came to us. Right, it is very heavy. Is it possible to complete within 2 years? Then again, second round workshop. Then on the basis of the recommendation of the people and students, public, experts in the field of BEd, then some items were deleted somehow. So therefore, but the standard should be such that it will be at par with international market. For example, your BEd. I am also writer for this your BEd curriculum. So this BEd course of IGNOU, that is internationally recognized, because your course materials are so well written that it is accepted not in India, worldwide. So like that. Indicators and attainment targets of student achievement and curriculum planning. So what should be the achievement level of the students, and also how is there any question, Sandhya?
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Sir,
Any question?
ଡିସେମ୍ବରରେ ଯୋଉ ଏକ୍ଜାମ ହବ ମୁଁ ସେଇଟା ଦେଇପାରିବିନି, ତ
ହଁ
ଜୁନରେ ଯୋଉ ଏକ୍ଜାମଟା ହବ ସେଥିପାଇଁ
ହଁ
ମୁଁ ୱାର୍କସପ୍ ଆଉ ହଉଛି ଆମର ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଏ ସବୁ ତ
ହଁ
ଲେଖି ଦେଇପାରିବି ଏବେ ନ ଲେଖିଲେ?
ହଁ ଦେଇଦିଅ, ପରୀକ୍ଷା ତ ନଦିଅ. You can submit your workshop assignments etc. That will be carry over and you can appear examination June.
Sir,
TT,
ଏବେ ମୁଁ ଫର୍ମ ଫିଲଅପ୍
government
କରିନାହିଁ।
exam. Huh?
ମୁଁ ଫର୍ମ ଫିଲଅପ କରି ନାହିଁ ଡିସେମ୍ବର ପାଇଁ ତ ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଜୁନ ରେ ଏକ୍ସାମ ଦେବି ସେତେବେଳେ ତ
Doesn't matter.
କରିପାରିବି।
Now, if you want to submit your, you can attend workshop, you can attend your this, no problem. If you do not attend, you can attend in the month of June, as you like. There is no rigidity. Okay. Okay. So therefore, now we certain parameters. That means what should be the level of achievement. What kind of components will be included in the curriculum when we are planning curriculum? What components will be included? That will be decided centrally. Integrating assessment in teaching learning process. Integration. Our assessment is at the end of the course, and there is assessment. No. Therefore, we have three kind of assessment: assessment of learning, assessment for learning, assessment as learning. So this assessment as learning is more important. So what is that? When the students are doing some work, the students do not know that the teacher is assessing. The students have been given group work, for example, group work. So now when the students are working in the group, now what should the teacher do? What should the teacher do? The teacher will observe who is participating, how much participation, who is not participating, who is leading. So that will also amount to the assessment. So this is assessment as learning. So therefore, in a collaborative approach, we can also assess like that. Now also another issue is there in our secondary education. That means there are some government schools, there are some private schools, or also this is what we call public schools, English medium schools. The quality of English medium schools is very good, and the comparatively nowadays because of smart classroom, somehow it is better. And also government has taken some steps. Therefore, the number of students is increasing. For example, Uttar Pradesh government, it has made it mandatory. Any government employee of UP cannot make his daughter son take admission into the public school. So if you are a government servant, your children will be studying in government schools. Otherwise, you will not serve. So therefore, similarly, in case of Odisha, 10% or 20% wattage will be given in the medical engineering, those who have completed from government school, like that. So now the government is taking steps so that the number of students in the government school will be increasing. But quality-wise, till today, if you look at, for example, any convent school or any public school, that is better. But the fee structure is very high. So therefore, those poor people, they could not send their children to that school. So therefore, there is a need for public partnership. So therefore, we can have public-private partnership in case of India, so that some portion of education, for example, some industries, for example, Nelco, I know in Koraput, Nelco, they provide, if you write as the headmaster, at the head of the institution of school, if you approach them for construction of building, for appointment of contractual teacher for 2 years, 4 years, they will give you salary, they will give money for construction of building. So therefore, you have to make a report. So therefore, sometimes they provide conducting seminar. Sometimes they declare that we will give you your uniform to the students, something like that. So therefore, you have to make a report, relationship with those parties, those public entrepreneurs, so that we can make it better. So now also regarding infrastructure, construction building or playground, something like that, or computer room, they can also help you. Now, Government of India has taken many initiatives, many steps in the context of universalization of secondary education. For example, Rashtriya Madhyamika Shiksha Abhijan, it is all the students studying at the secondary level, class 9, 10, it has been there. Similarly, vocationalization of secondary education or higher secondary education, this is to enhance the employability of the youth. For that purpose, it is there. So it is there. Similarly, national scheme of incentives to girls for secondary education. So now 3,000 rupees is given to the girls. It is deposited for deposit of 3,000 in the account of the girls who pass class 8 SC and STs, but include all girls who passed the Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya. In case of the girls who have passed from Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya, so they will be, all the girls will be given, but in case of SC ST, it is there. Similarly, Udan. This is the purpose is to address the quality gap between school education and engineering entrance by addressing the 3 dimensions, to provide a platform that empowers the girl student to like that. So therefore, these are the different initiatives which can help a lot in the process of universalization of secondary education. So this is all about your first unit. Let us come to the next unit, unit 14. So that is about equity and equality in education. Now let us understand what do we mean by equity and equality. For that purpose, 2 pictures are given. Now you can, at page 25, you can see, in case of picture 1, you see, you will find, now let me tell you, everyone is in the picture 1, everyone is being given the same opportunity. Those who will climb will be given admission. Now, can elephant climb the tree? Monkey can, in the picture 1, monkey can climb, but elephant cannot, goat cannot. So when you talk about equality, it is not there. So therefore, equality exists. Everybody is given the opportunity, but everyone cannot, because there are some problems. So therefore, equality exists. But do you need such equality? We do not want. Can such equality solve the problem? So therefore, the missing component is equity. Equal chances are given. You can climb, it can climb, but chances are equal. But because of the problems, issues, elephant cannot, your lion cannot, your goat cannot, like that. Now,
individual difference.
no, that is talent or individual different ability, special, like that.
Yes,
So
sir.
now we can say the term equality refers to, what is equality? Yesterday somebody was asking. The term equality refers to balance, symmetry, and evenness, or same. As I was telling you the example, if a father has 4 children, if the first child is going for medical line, can we say the first son or first child has gone for medical line, you all go? Now the second child may say, no, I am poor in mathematics, science, so I cannot do. So you have the chance of being a doctor. You have the chance to get admission into medical line, but you are not. Why? Equally 4 children are, but because you do not have that ability, capacity, so you do not go. So therefore, equity means as per your capacity, as per your ability. Therefore, while equity refers to the principle of fairness, justice, so it will be fair when the father says to the second son, as I have given you the example, your brother, your elder brother has admitted into the medical college, so you should go. I want you should go. Now the second son may say, no, it is not fair, because I am very poor in science. How do you say, as an elderly father, elderly man, I should take admission into? So every 4 sons, they have equal chance of being admitted into medical course or any course, but they do not go because it is not fair. There is difference in ability, in aptitude, in attitude, in interest, in motivation. So that you cannot close your eyes. You cannot close your eyes. So therefore, equity is often, though it is often used interchangeably, but it is something different. Therefore, equity encompasses, includes a wide variety of education models, programs, strategies that may be considered fair. For example, I am a girl, you are a boy. You can take admission in boys' school, I can take admission in girls' school. That is fair. Or if it is a co-educational institution, both boys and girls can take admission. But my father doesn't want that as a girl you should go there. Now you can go for girls' high school. So therefore, equity is the process. That equality is the outcome. It is more important. So this is how equity and equality is different. If equity is the process, then equality is its outcome. That means we are making provisions according to the ability of the learners. That will result in the outcome. That means you should be a finished product. For example, you are good in science, biological science, you have taken admission into medical course and you have completed medical course. I am not good in science, therefore I did not go for medical line. I am good in say English history, so I go for arts line. Now you have been given all the provisions for arts line, but it should be seen in the outcome. That means you should complete successfully your program. Not that you have denied that I will not go for science, I will do better in arts. You have taken admission into arts, all the facilities are given, but at the end you have not passed the arts. Then what is the meaning of this? So therefore, process is equity, product is your equality. So therefore, equity is the process, then equality the outcome. So equity in education is a measure of achievement, success, placement, opportunities in education. Therefore, educational equity is dependent on two factors. So what are two factors? That is your educational equity. One is justified opportunities, another is inclusion. Justified opportunities. For example, you are a student, I am a student. You are reading, you are studying in that school where I am studying. You have come and you are going to the school. For example, our class is in the first floor, but I am physically handicapped, I have no legs. So therefore, for me, my class will be in the ground floor. I have a wheelchair, there is ramp. You cannot say, no, I should also require a wheelchair. No, that facility will not be given to you because you are not physically handicapped. If you are a blind child, braille letter, books. Can you say you are not a blind child? Can you claim that I should be given that facility? No. So therefore, we can say justified opportunity. Now we can say it is justified for the physically handicapped child to have a wheelchair. It is not for you. You have legs, he has no legs. So justified. Therefore, opportunities imply that factors specific to one's personal condition. This is my personal condition. What is my personal condition? I could not see, I have no eyes. Therefore, braille letter. So therefore, then inclusion, which refers to a comprehensive standard that applies to everyone in a certain educational system. That means something will be included for the betterment of the education of the child. So these are the conditions. Now, regarding the nature and forms of inequality in education, many steps have been taken to make the situation. Many programs have been, for example, let me tell you, the government for the tribal children, government has given everything, free lodging, free boarding, hostel facility, free, your uniform is free, everything is free. Still then, there are some tribal students, they do not go. That means the problem of dropout for those children is not a question of this economic benefit. You are giving all economic benefit, scholarship like that. The problem is something psychological. Maybe this is my understanding. Psychological problem, maybe social problem. So now, if the government, because tribal children are poor children, poverty-stricken, therefore government has taken all the initiative to provide economic benefit. When the economic benefit have been given, why not they come to school? That means this is the message for us. This is not the problem for them. Something else. So therefore, we should go for that. So therefore, still there is inequality. Urban area, students' achievement is something different than rural area. Boys' achievement is something different than the girls' achievement. Urban, your tribal children achievement is something different from the achievement of the assistant, like that. So therefore, sometimes language is a problem. Therefore, inequality exists in spite of all the efforts. So therefore, that inequality may be natural, may be human-made. So sometimes we, the people, we are the creator of that inequality. So what is natural? That is geographical or biological. For example, I belong, biological means I belong to a particular family, I belong to a particular race, tribal, SC, like that. So therefore we are poor, and we are poor and rest are rich. So inequality. Geographical, hilly area, for example, there are some areas where we cannot go. They are caught up from the rest of the areas. So where there is no electricity, where there is no water facility, where there is no facility. For example, around the village there is a sea. So that is your natural. Now we human beings, we are responsible for making the inequality. That is religious and grouping. Grouping means your social or your poor, rich. Then language, say English language, Odia language, Hindi language, region. This you belong to that region area, we belong to this area, we will give more to eastern part, less to east, western part, like that. Caste also, and psychological attitude, behavior, interest. These are some of the factors which are responsible for making the situation unequal. So the inequality in the society, it has been well discussed. For example, let me focus on this. So inequality in society, it is because of the both conscious and unconscious discrimination. Whether you are conscious or you are not conscious, but that is the discrimination is there. So which affect learning acquisition, academic attainment, educational aspiration. For example, if a teacher is for example, if a teacher belongs to a particular caste, so he knowingly love the students having his caste. So therefore, that is a form of inequality. Then those who have done well, achievement, first division, A grade, the teacher takes care of them, and the teacher does not take bother for the hand. No, it is not like that. Similarly, education aspiration. Those who are good students, they will aspire, sir, I will doctor, I will something like that, and now the teacher is taking care of it. When I am a poor student, I am unable to do something very effectively. So the teacher doesn't bother for me. Therefore, inequality exists. Socioeconomic background, poor, rich, something. Cultural inequity. That is diverse cultural background. So there are some disadvantage like girls, like your SC, like ST, like Muslim marginalized group. So therefore, inequality. Familial factor, family related. For example, you are a student, I am a student. For example, in my family, my father is a drunkard. I have no mother. Somebody has stepmother. The stepmother is not behaving properly. So we call it broken family. So therefore, the behavior is something different. The child who belongs to a broken family is frustrating, is very complex. So therefore, there is a two group of students, having good students, no inferiority, having inferiority. Then inequity in instruction. You know that, for example, if the school in English medium schools, very good. Even in government schools, if the school is located in the rural area where there is no lack of communication, then in some areas there is no science laboratory, there is no toilet. Nowadays the situation is improved. Still, then there is also even the teachers. For example, even you can take the example of teachers. In some rural areas, there are best teachers. Even in the urban areas, the teachers may not be effective, or in the rural areas, the teachers may not be effective, or urban areas, the teachers may be effective, like that. Inequity in assessment. So therefore, sometimes the question patterns from area to area, from block to block is different. Forget about standardization. when the teacher made test is used. So in your block, you have prepared the question for your block, which is easier than other areas. So design of the assessment, that is different. Also the techniques of assessment is also different. For example, you are using say paper pencil test. I am using Biobos. So how can you make a parity? So there is difference. And then when this inequality exists, then it has severe consequence on education. For example, accessibility. You cannot get, I cannot get, somebody can get accessibility facility to be because of the geographical and other diversities in India. Sometimes it has been realized that providing access to education to each and every child is a question. Those which are in the geographical remote areas, hilly areas, there is no communication. Even cycle cannot go. Even you cannot walk. I have seen in the Mohana area, there are the schools are in top of the mountain. The teacher comes when I was inspecting. The teacher comes once in a week. When I said why, sir, you just see this is the situation. Only I am a teacher. There is no room to stay. There is nothing, no electricity. How can I stay here? So this is a practical problem. So therefore, affordability. Sometimes the child is talented, but he cannot afford money for that for the education in a good institution. Of course, nowadays our Odisha government is taking steps. Say OAV, Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya, also Navodaya Vidyalaya, government, central government, they are providing monetary benefit to the students who are poor but meritorious. Similarly, segregated classes. So we can say the class is divided. Education is free and compulsory for all. Still, the segregated social classes. You belong to rich family. I belong to poor family. Like that. That is there. So therefore, there is inequality, exploitation. Either many times exploitation by school management. Like teacher, as I was telling you, sometimes the teacher is using the students for personal purposes, something like that. The students have come to school for education, not for doing all this. Then achievement gap. Boys, girls, or also in mathematics, history, some students are doing it well in history. The same students are not doing well in mathematics. So subject differences. So therefore, it has well been told there is acute achievement gap of the learners in the schools. A fifth standard student feels unable to do mathematics and language meant for standard fee. That means you are studying in class 8, the class 7, but you are unable to do the mathematics and English of class 3 or 4. That means you are lagging behind. Similarly, there is a gap between the achievement in mathematics, social science. For many students, it is general impression that mathematics is a difficult subject. So they do not secure good mark in mathematics, and they secure good mark in social studies. So therefore there is a gap. There's also violence. So physical harassment, favoritism, gender and caste. Sometimes the teacher likes the boys, do not like the girls. The madam female teacher, they like the girls, they don't like the boys. So this is how they affect on inequality. But our constitution is committed to provide free and compulsory education. Therefore, different articles are there which gives the direction for the provision of free and compulsory education. For example, Article 21A says the state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of the age of 6 to 14. Now this is popularly known as Right to Education Act. Similarly, education of the minorities, this has been well told. Similarly, language safeguards by 29A. Secularism, that means all religions should be given the opportunity to open their schools. So that is 25, 28, 29. These are there. You can go through that. Now, the question is, if we are seriously interested for education of the secondary school children, universalization of secondary school education, then the teachers, the schools and curriculum should ensure equality. Otherwise, it is not possible. Therefore, let us see the role of teacher. Classroom is the center of the educational process, and this is also the forefront of equality for the student. Now, different kinds of students, different types of students, students belonging to different categories, maybe socioeconomic status, like that. They come. The teacher should treat equally. So for a teacher, every student has an equal footing. Similarly, teachers need to develop a classroom guideline for the students about right conduct for dealing the friend. Now the teacher will say, the teacher will treat the students equally. Also, the teacher will tell the students, don't say any word which will hurt the mind of others. Don't tell any name, sometimes the students quarrel with each other. Hey, I am Brahmin, you are scheduled caste, something like that. So the teacher should give the guideline. No interact, no word like such should be used by the students. So you should be in an amicable, you should treat your friends as friends. So therefore, in case the teacher finds that few students are negatively motivated to do the things and are engaged in other irrelevant activity like abusing, quarreling, cheating, teachers should use various strategies to observe that group student. Now, for example, you find as a teacher, you find that there is quarrel among the students. There are various groups. Now you have to make use of different techniques. So therefore, you can refer to some of the uh, important personality, some of the figures like Gandhiji, Nehru, Shastri, something like that, how they were behaving their children. You can give example so that you can do something, or you can morally you can boost. The school management should treat all the teachers and the students equal. So we have the school management. So sometimes governing, we have school development management committee, SMC or SMDC for the primary, elementary SMC, school management committee. For the high school, for secondary school, we have school management development committee. So the members of that committee, they must respect the teachers, not that you can behave in any way. So like that. So this is how the teacher uses any resources in the classroom for teaching. So there are many resources. For example, I can give you one example. Uh, uh, your students are coming with shoes. Now the students are not making the shoes in an orderly way. Now you can say no, you keep your shoes in an orderly way. This is small thing, but it has many message, very large message. Similarly, when the students are doing prayer, if you find that somebody is opening the eye, now you can say no, it is not like that. You are praying God. The praying God is something spiritual. So why are you opening? Your mind will be disturbed. So this is a small one. Similarly, in the wall, there are some good writings. Work is worship, truth is something like that. Now you can elaborate after the completion of the morning prayer, or even the floor of the classroom can be used for academic purpose, like that. As a teacher, you can take. Similarly, role of curriculum in ensuring equality and diversity should be included in the curriculum rather than targeted. That means equality and diversity should be included in the curriculum. Means then when you are talking about equality, you must include those contents in the curriculum which will meet both the advanced learners and slow learners. So you must make manage. You have to make management. If all the content in the curriculum is too hard, then the good student, the advanced learner can do, but poor student cannot. So therefore, you have to manage. Gender issues also, you have to take the case of gender issues, both boys and girls. So therefore, don't include any something which will hurt the girls or which will hurt the boys or SC/ST. So therefore, that should be taken into consideration. The curriculum should also inform the learners about the rights as well as responsibility. Curriculum should not be treated as a kind of transacting the subjects, mathematics, science, history. Also, the student should be made responsible. So therefore, we have to make some we provide the opportunity to the students regarding conducting project, doing some survey work, going to community survey, something like that. So therefore, in the curriculum, rights and responsibility should be encouraged. Inclusive curriculum. We have different types of curriculum. We have different types of learners. So therefore, uh, for example, slow learners, fast learners, assist learners, ST learners, girls learners, marginalized learners. So therefore, our curriculum should include all these considerations. So inclusive learning, how can we make all the different types of learners to learn well? So responding to diversities, what facilities should be made, what provisions should be made so that different categories of learners can be met. Now, besides the government, there are different NGOs. NGOs, they have come forward, they have taken responsibility for the education of the education at the secondary level. For example, you take it is there in the book. One is Make a Difference, MAD. This is an NGO who are to educate the from poor family orphan street shelter. So this is they are working for the students, children who are from the poor families. They are orphan, they have no parents, something like that, and street shelters. Similarly, Child Rights and You Cry NGO, that is CRY, Cry, Child Rights and You. That is the NGO that is working for children and their rights. So it is for the literacy program. So there are different NGOs. They are doing their work for the education of the children. Now with this, I can say this is all about the 14, unit 14. Now let us come to unit 15. That is curricular issues and quality concerns in secondary education. Now curriculum. What subjects will be included in the curriculum? For example, we have 2 years program, class 9, class 10. So therefore, the 2-year period of secondary education is very crucial in terms of accommodating intense physical changes, vibrancy and energy of the adult. Now, these students, class 9 and class 10 students, class 10 students, they are the adolescents, teenagers. So they have sexually, they have different problems, that they have different issues. So that must be kept in mind. Therefore, when we are thinking of the education of them, we must see how is relevant the secondary education for them. What kind of academics, non-academic to be included in the curriculum. Therefore, we should make a concern, we should make a reference to the NCF 2005. Dharana, is there any problem?
Yes, sir. Page number, please, sir.
Page 44.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Therefore, in this context, we can take the help of NCF 2005 for secondary education. So this national curriculum gives some tips regarding the curricular issue. What subjects will be included in the class 9 and class 10? Now, the perspective, so this is the first is your in the NCF 2005, before the inclusion of different subjects, brief introduction is given. That is your perspective of education. Why education is essential? To strengthen the national system of education, to integrate examination into classroom learning, reduce the curriculum load, then to practice curriculum based on ensure values. We cannot forget the values. To ensure quality education at all levels of school education, to ensure that irrespective of caste, creed, religion, and sex, all are provided with standard curriculum. Now, another is your most talked about in NCF 2005 is learning and knowledge. Already I have told you, learning is a question of acquisition. Knowledge is a question of interpretation. So let us see what does it say. NCF 2005. The focus on holistic development of the students to enhance their physical and mental development. So now we have to make all the steps, all the endeavors, so that the physical and mental development of the children will be possible. So therefore, the students should feel physically and mentally developed. That is sound health and sound mind. To create an inclusive environment in the school and classroom for all students. Already I have told you, because of the inclusive education, the concept of inclusive education, irrespective of the nature of the child, you have to, or student, you have to make all the children join in your institute. You cannot say no. If a student say I will take admission into school, you cannot say no. So all will be included. Therefore, we must make provision for such category of children. Then bringing children to connect their knowledge across discipline boundary. So now the question is, we are providing knowledge. What for? To face the examination. Mostly, we enable the students to get knowledge so that they can face boldly the examination. So NCEP 2005 said, no. Out of examination, out of the boundary, out of the classroom situation. That means the knowledge which the child gets in the classroom situation, that should be connected with the life situation. So therefore, knowledge connection between classroom situation and life situation. Then engaging the learners in observation, exploration. These are different methods, techniques to be used. Not classroom situation is not only one. Why not you take nearby when you are teaching a concept, and that can be correlated with a concept which is very much available in the locality. Then you can, for example, functions of gram panchayat. In nearby gram panchayat, in nearby the school, there is a gram panchayat. On any holiday, you can say, or if the holiday gram panchayat is not open, you can contact, sir, our students will come, please make it open. So the students can know how gram panchayat is. Similarly, banking system, how bank is managed. You can take the students on any working day with the prior permission of the DO. Now they can know how the bank is working. That is field study. They are going. So encouraging the student to interact with peers. So in the classroom situation, there are a varieties of students. So that they will interact with the peers, friends, teachers, and other learned persons, like that. Connecting child's experiences and local knowledge with content present in text and practice. Now this is more important. Every child has his family background. For example, you have 20 students in your class. Somebody might, a student's father may be a cultivator, another student's father may be a teacher, another father's may be a businessman, another father's may be an administrative officer. Now we have a variety of students. Now the question is, when you are teaching the students, you should give example. When you are asking a student whose father is a farmer, now you should give an example to illustrate the situation. If he has doubt related to cultivation, so he will be interested. Similarly, if my father is a businessman and you are citing example related to businessman, I will take interest. So therefore, connectivity. The teacher should connect his teaching, his knowledge to the knowledge of the background of the child. That should be. Now let us come to curricular areas, as you are talking about. So now, what are the subjects to be included in class 9, 10? Language. So why language is to be included? To develop skills. Nowadays we are talking about communicative skill, communicative approach to English learning, so or a language learning. So let every learner acquire language to communicate his thought. What to communicate? His feeling, his emotion, his thought, his inner heart, his inner feeling, like that. So therefore, listening, speaking, reading, writing, these are the fourfold skills of language. So the teacher should give importance to that. So therefore, language is included at the secondary level to develop the language proficiency. The language competency will be visualized. Similarly, mathematics. Now, why the mathematics will be included? provide scope to the students about math as a discipline, because at the second stage students begin to perceive the structure of mathematics as a discipline. Now mathematics is to consider as a discipline. Then second, familiar student with the mathematical communication, such as differing top concepts, symbols. Now mathematics has theta, beta, some there are different symbols, triangle. So the students should know. So that means the students of secondary level should be acquainted with different mathematical terminology, concept like that. So like that. Similarly, science to develop scientific temper, to develop scientific attitude, to develop scientific competency, inquiry mind. So science is to be taught. So therefore that is included. Similar social science. Social science includes like the subject like history, geography, economics, sociology, and political science. Therefore, through the social sciences, the learner can get knowledge about different social situations, and such acquaintance with the social situation can make him in future to become a social member. Another is your social school and classroom environment. Physical environment of school is to maintain, for example, beautification campus, beautification classroom. School should treat students with equally justice. All students are to be considered equally. Implementation of inclusive education policy. School should also be well equipped with laboratory, libraries. For example, library is there, but it is not used. Now it should be taken care of. Then systemic reform. That means we should talk about reform in a orderly way, in a systematic way that has been well told. Now, another important part of this for the secondary school children is development of their metacognitive ability and creativity. So let us understand what is metacognitive. Meta means beyond cognition. So that means it is simply said thinking about one's thinking. That means you should think, try to understand whatever you are thinking. Somebody may ask you, why are you thinking what you think? For example, you are thinking that India is a teaching is a noble profession. India is a democratic country. You are thinking. Somebody may ask you, why are you thinking like this? Now you can say, no, these are the reasons for which I am thinking India is a democratic country. India is a secular country. Why do you think? Now these are the reasons. So therefore, metacognition. So we can say metacognition is a question of thinking about one thinking. It refers to the processes used to plan, monitor, assess one's understanding and performance. So it includes critical awareness. So therefore, in your NCF 2005, it has been well told that therefore, whenever you are teaching any subject, any topic, any concept, so it must be considered from critical point of view. So the term is critical pedagogy. What is that critical pedagogy? Critical pedagogy refers to a situation, a framework which gives the students opportunity to think the issue reflectively, to reflect on the social issues. For example, a social issue is, for example, environmental pollution. Now, the student will be given the platform to think the environmental pollution from social point of view, from political point of view, from economic point of view, from personal point of view. Now you have to make a reflection. Now, for example, you ask a student, Mr. X, now there is environmental pollution. Now, if environmental pollution will be there, how can it affect the personal life? What is your impression? How do you think? So therefore, the issue can be considered from different perspectives. So therefore, the basic purpose of critical pedagogy is to generate multiple perspective on the issue. If there is population growth, if there is globalization, What are the impacts of globalization in the economic sphere, in the educational sphere, in the political sphere, in the communication sphere, like that? So now the student will not tell globalization means this and this. Now critical they will analyze. If there is globalization, then how can that globalization influence our economic system? How can that globalization influence our political system? Like that. So therefore, critical pedagogy is more important when you are teaching any subject. Therefore, metacognition means let the learner think whatever he thinks about a concept. When I say, for example, when you say make a sentence by using mother, somebody may say, my mother is lovable, my mother is beautiful, my mother is educated. Now, a student who says, my mother is educated. Now, why do you think that your mother is educated? Now, he will say, sir, my mother has the qualification of PG, PhD. So I feel therefore. Another student say, I have many mothers. Now you can say, why do you think like this? You have many mothers? No, sir. The woman who has given birth to me is my mother. In Hindu culture, cow is treated as mother, tree is treated as mother, this earth is treated as mother. So I have many mothers. So now that criticality, that reflection, we want to reflect on different issues, not to just complete the course. For example, 5 into 4. Now you tell me, I'm asking you, 5 into 6 is equal to 6 into 5. Is it same? Anyone can tell me? Can you tell me? 5 into 6 is equal to 6 into 5. Is it same?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now let us analyze critically. 6 into 5 is equal to 5
No,
into
sir,
6.
wrong, sir.
Why? Tell me why it is wrong.
The 5 into 6, it is possible as per law. 5 into 6. First is small letter, small word. Second is word, high value word. But in the mathematics, always first is the low. 6 into high. 6 into 5. It is
All right.
right.
All right. Chandan has given this. This is one perspective. I am telling. We have every education system, learning has 2 dimensions. One is product dimension, another is a process dimension. Product wise, it is okay. 6 into 5 is equal to 5 into 3. 6 into 5 is 30. 5 into 6 is 30. This is the product. Product wise, it is okay. It is okay. But process wise, it is not correct. Process wise, it is not correct. For example, you are saving 6 rupees every day. Within to save 30 rupees, how many days you will take? 5. You are saving 6 rupees every day. To save 30 rupees, you are taking 5 days. Another one, who is saving 5 rupees every day, how many days he will take to save the 30 rupees? 6 days. So you are taking less time, he taking more time. You are more intelligent, he is less intelligent. You are this, you are like, so this is the process. That means mental process. Another way, I can say 6, for example, another example I am giving. 6 into 5 is equal to
30.
30. Very good. I can say like this. 6 into 5 is equal to 30 into 1 plus 1 minus 1 into 5 divided 5 into 1 plus 1 minus 1. Is it correct or wrong?
Correct, but it is
Yes,
complex.
Correct, sir.
Correct. Now you can tell me, Chandan is right, I am right. But I am creative, he is intelligent. So why he is intelligent? He is intelligent because he has given the best, he is searching the best possible answer. But I am giving the answer. but using different approach. So therefore, creativity is known as divergent thinking, thinking in a different way. So one is convergent thinking. Intelligence is convergent thinking.
In 4 standard,
And
2 standard, and 3 standard, they are clearly mentioned 2 birds seed in a tree,
no.
and 40 2 birds seed in 40. Then there is 2 into 4, not 4 into 2.
Yes. So now,
Because we
it can be 4 into 2 or 2 into 4. For example, negative, positive. For example, I have 20 rupees, I spent 10, so 10 is there. I have 20 rupees, I have spent 25, so minus 5. So that concept will be there. So like that, because time is not there. Anyhow, my point is that mental process is important. You, as a teacher, you should go beyond. You will allow the students to go beyond the text, beyond the concept. So therefore, that is what we call creativity as a capital. That is the asset. When the student says like that, so that we call creative capital. So therefore, we must give importance to that creativity. Now it has been well told that creative capital is defined as an arsenal of creative thinkers whose ideas can be turned into valuable products and services. Arsenal means store of weapons. That means those who are creative, they have stored a variety of thought process. Now they can think immediately, so that they can they can adopt different approaches. Anyhow, so therefore, the question is, we have a variety of students. Some are intelligent, some are creative, some can think beyond the classroom situation, some can critically examine the situation, they can evaluate. Now the question is, we have a curriculum. Do we have a curriculum which can address to these situations? If yes, it is okay. Now the NCF said it should be there. We should not teach the students to get the pass. When somebody will ask you, Mr. Teacher, you are teaching the Dilip,
ବିରକ୍ତି ଲାଗେ ଯାହା ସେ ବଡ ଖେଳ ବି କରନ୍ତି ସବୁ ଟିମ୍
so
ଲେଭେଲର ଥାଏ
therefore,
ସେଇଟା
now
ବିରକ୍ତି ଲାଗେ
when the teacher is asked, you are teaching a subject, does it mean that the student will have acquired knowledge and that acquired knowledge will be helpful in the examination? No, the teacher is not only, this is one of the objectives. The teacher is teaching any subject, history, English, Odia, any subject. It doesn't mean that you are orienting the student towards examination. This is not all about the story of your teaching. Also, you can say, I am preparing the students for examination. Also, I am preparing my students to face the future life. I am Dilip, any problem? So it's disturbing. So therefore, we have to include a
ସାର୍
variety
କିଛି
of.
ଶୁଣା ଯାଉନି ସେ ଟିକେ ପାଟି କର
Now, is it audible? ଏବେ ଶୁଣା ହଉଛି?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
ସାର୍
Now,
ଯୋଉ ସେ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀପ ସେଠି ନା କିଏ ଜଣେ କଣ
ବନ୍ଦ
ମ୍ୟୁଟ
କରିଲି।
କରିନାହାନ୍ତି
ନା ବନ୍ଦ କଲି ଦିଲ୍ଲୀପ ସାର୍ କହିଲି. So now, beside this mathematics, physics, chemistry, mathematics, or your English, science, curricular areas, also we have to include education for peace, because we have to remain peaceful coexistence. That will be possible when the students have proper values. They must understand their rights, responsibilities. They must be just. They must be tolerant. They must be socially responsible. They must have positive attitude towards life and skills, etc., etc. Another is also work experience.
ତାକୁ
This,
ସିଏ ଚାଲିବା ପାଇଁ
many
ଟ୍ରାକ୍
students.
ସୁଇଟେବଲ ନୁହଁ
Dilip, is there any problem, Dilip?
ସେଟା ରନ୍ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଟ୍ରାକ୍ ସୁଇଟେବଲ ନୁହଁ
କଣ ପାଇଁ କ୍ଲାସ ଟୁ ନୁହେଁ?
ଖାଲି ଜବରଦସ୍ତିଆ ଚାଲିଛି
So therefore,
Dilip sir,
Also, the students should have knowledge of different subjects, mathematics, science, history, geography. Also, they must be taught, they must be experienced about the education for peace. Also, they must have experience related to work. Many students, after secondary level, they hesitate to work in the field or in any area. If the parents say, you are not going to college, you are not going for higher education, you are staying in the home, please help me in my occupation, they are not agreed. Therefore, we must develop a positive attitude towards work. Therefore, we must give some situation where the student can be engaged in work. So therefore, socially useful productive work, SUPW, socially useful productive work should be included. Similarly, life skills education, whatever you may be, you are a teacher, you may be a bank officer, you may be like that. Everybody has a life. After your school education, college education, or you are working something else, but life is there. So therefore, how can you manage your life? So you must be skillful. The student must be, when the present student become a father, become a mother, become a leader. So they must be capable of managing the situation. Therefore, certain skills are essential, which we call life skills. So your WHO, World Health Organization, it has suggested 10 core life skills. So what are those 10 life skills? One is skill of self-awareness. You must be aware that I am a teacher, I must teach effectively. Skill of self-awareness, skill of empathy. What is empathy? Putting yourself in other situation and feel as that fellow feels. That means you must be feeling. For example, you are a teacher. A student is crying. A student is not in a good mood. Now you ask him, why are you doing like this? Now he can narrate the story. Now don't give punishment. You feel that had I been in his situation, I would have been like this. So that is the skill of empathy. Then critical thinking, then creative thinking, then decision making. Many times you are making decision, problem solving, effective communication. You can communicate what you want to communicate. That is effective communication. Interpersonal relationship. You manage a social animal. We have many people around us, so we must make relationship, friendship, interpersonal relationship, coping with stress, skill of coping with stress. Anybody, maybe prime minister, maybe president, maybe teacher, maybe anyone. Everybody undergoes some kind of tension, stress. So one must know that how to overcome the stress. So if you have if you make a reference to Bhagavad Gita, where there is life, there is stress. So stress will come, stress will go. So why should I be stressful for the stress? So let the stress come, let it go, so that I will not feel for stress. So therefore, you must tolerate this situation. Then another skill is your coping with the emotion. So you know that somebody is making you irritated. Don't get irritated. So the situation may be like that, but you should be balanced. So emotionally stable. So these are the different skills that our students should have through our school education, secondary. Similarly, art, painting, picture, craft, something like that. As your Gandhi says, basic education system. Delete any problem. So make your mic mute. Health and physical education, sound health is essential, because Aristotle says, what is education? The sound mind lies in a sound body. So the mind of the students cannot be sound unless the body is sound. So physical health and mental health both are required. Similarly, environmental conservation. So we are talking about sustainable development. We must protect our environment. We must be engaged in afforestation, not deforestation. So we must take care. Therefore, sustainable development involves preventing wastage and excess conservation of resources, protecting and controlling all kinds of pollution, maintaining biological diversity on Earth, recycling reusable resources. Now polythene is banned. Therefore, using alternative resources for development work. So these are the issues involved in custom development. Now, when we talk about secondary education, quality dimension cannot be dismissed. We cannot ignore. So therefore, what is quality? Quality is considered as a degree of fitness for the purpose. So what is quality? Quality is a degree of fitness for the purpose. For example, your purpose is the students, secondary school students will be, secondary students will be, secondary school students will be better citizens, good citizens. Now, for that purpose, what is the quality of education? Not only teaching history, mathematics subjects, also you have to organize different activities. They will participate in social organization. They will participate in sanitary program. They will make community survey. They will make their self-government. Now, these are the different area or arena through which you are trying to make the students like that. So therefore, there are broad that the quality indicators of secondary education are of two types. One is your broad quality indicators, another is specific quality indicators. Under your broad quality indicators, teacher and pedagogy, if the teacher is not qualified, if the teacher is not competent, definitely it will hamper the quality of teacher education of students. So curriculum, similarly, curriculum should be inclusive of, what is curriculum? Curriculum is the totality of experiences. Not your curriculum does not only give experience related to mathematics, science, history, also experience related to work, experience related to life, experience related to citizenship, like that. So curriculum under your broad quality, teacher, pedagogy, school management, continuous and comprehensive evaluation. So when you are continuously, periodically you are assessing, so what type of questions, we call it unit test, so like that. So this is all about broad quality. Under specific quality indicators, one is infrastructure and other resources, classrooms. As somebody was Dilip was telling that the classroom is not sufficient to do group work. So now we should make the provision how the larger classes, school planning management. So every school should have a plan, annual plan, but at least once in a year. So what are the problems? We call it SWOT analysis. SWOT. S means strength. O means opportunity. W means weaknesses. T means threat. Now, when you are planning, you must not be ambitious. For example, this year, only one program. For example, we have no boundary wall. For example, 4 problems. One is boundary wall. There is no boundary wall. There is no science teacher. There is no laboratory. There is no this. Now the priority is, now we should have a science teacher, because that will affect the students' achievement. So therefore, boundary may not, next year we can do boundary, but appointment to science teacher is important. If the government is not appointing, we can make arrangement. The locally available science student may be invited, and something can be collected from the some sources like your MLA fund, something like that. You can teaching learning resources, curriculum transaction, interaction between the student teacher. How do you do? For example, what method you are following? Learners progress. Therefore, how can you know the learners progress? You are evaluating, assessing, and helping the student to progress. Teachers professional development. We'll discuss in the last, because teacher is a professional. If the teacher is not developed, how can you make your teacher professional development? By participating seminar, symposium, or doing some programs, doing some activities, writing something like that, so that we can become qualitative. Now the last unit is all about professional development of secondary school teachers. Now, what is the profession of a teacher? To teach. Therefore, what do we mean by a profession? Profession, already I have told you, profession is any occupation requiring special training in either arts or science, in any field. So therefore, as a professional, you are a member of the profession. So therefore, you must see how best you can deliver your goods. That means how can best you teach. So therefore, you are attending different courses, seminar, orientation courses, like that. So therefore, it is well told, teacher is one of the fundamental and national human resource. You are the architecture. Therefore, if you recall, Kothari Commission, the first sentence of Kothari Commission said, the destiny of India is being shaped in its classroom. That means our mother, we try to develop our motherland. The destiny of India can be shaped. Where? In the classroom. Why not in the platform? What happens in the classroom? In the classroom, there is teacher and there are students. So now, through the students, the teacher try to make the country. Therefore, the teacher is the nation builder. Therefore, as a professional, you must understand this. Therefore, a teacher should aspire that he or her students gain mastery, confidence, and competency in the subject in a new one. That means you can facilitate this. As a teacher should aspire to continuously improve his or her own knowledge. So not that I have done my CTBEd and in the meantime there is some changes in the knowledge. Unless you attend courses, how can you improve? So therefore, you should aspire like this. Therefore, professional development is essential. So what is this professional development? Because what was yesterday, that is not today. So that there are changes in the knowledge sphere. That means we call it knowledge explosion. If you are not acquainted with the new situations of knowledge, then the students will mock at you. Sir, you do not know this. So you must get acquainted with all this. So therefore, the teacher should improve his knowledge or her knowledge. So therefore, professional development is essential. Professional development is the enrichment training provided to teachers over a period of time to promote their development in all aspects of content and pedagogy. You are teaching mathematics, or you are teaching history, or you are teaching geography. So long days back, you have been well trained in the content and pedagogy method. Now, 5E model, now icon model. So you must know it. So how can you know? Therefore, you are attending the orientation program, and you are attending the training program being conducted by ISC, Board of Secondary Education, by CTE, by DIET, something like that. Why? To improve yourself, to know more. Because you are old, so therefore something new has come. Unless you know the new, how can you transact effectively in the classroom situation? Therefore, as I was telling you, there are two types of training to develop yourself professionally. One is content enrichment, another is thematic, theme-based. For example, 5E model, for example, icon model, for example, value-based education, for example, continuous comprehensive evaluation, for example, team teaching, for example, collaborative learning. How can you know? So therefore, different training colleges, we call ISC, Institute of Advanced Study in Education, or CTE, College of Teacher Education, or Board of Secondary Education. For example, ELTI, English language training. They are giving training on English language. So there are different boards or agencies or institutions, they provide training to orientation to improve your knowledge. So this is one. Another is content enrichment. The subject which you teach, you must be up to date in that content. Maybe mathematics, maybe history, maybe English, maybe science. So therefore, those who are trained, those who are pre-service, before entry into the job profession, you have undergone training, that is pre-service. Now, after joining, you are teaching. In the meantime, many things have changed. How can you know? That is in service. So both pre-service and in service is essential to which can support you to do your justice better. Now, for example, if you take the present situation, already I have told you, we have different institutions like SCRT, like OPEPA, like your board, like your city ISC. they are conducting all these. Now, the last part of this is your professional ethics of the teachers. We are all teachers. So we are committed to our profession. Therefore, we must not do anything which will bring bad name to our teaching profession. As I was making the reference, some teacher, the headmaster or some teacher, they are drinking alcohol, they are taking the alcohol and become a poor show before the students. Some teachers are doing mischief regarding fonts. Some are misbehaving the girls. Therefore, we are ethical down. So therefore, every profession requires some kind of moral standards, code of conduct. So therefore, the code of ethics for the teachers is designed to protect the rights of the students. So therefore, teachers are expected to be fair to all the students and not to take advantage of their position. So, for example, a particular student is taken care of by you. Why? He is the son of a minister or MLA. No, it is not like that. Every student should be taken care of. So that when we talk about our ethics, thought ethics can be seen through your duties. Duties towards students, duties towards parents, community, society, and duty towards your profession and colleagues. So regarding duty towards your students, it is treats all students, the teacher should treat all students with love and affection. In your NCEP 2005, it has been well said that caring attitude, you should be careful, you should take care of every child. Similarly, respect the basic dignity. Now, for example, not that he is a student or she is a student, she is not knowledgeable, you are knowledgeable, you can behave and no. She is also or he is also a human. You must have human treatment. We call it humanity. So therefore, manliness. So therefore, student physical, social, intellectual development must be taken care of by you like that. Similarly, duty towards parents. The parents may be invited. The parents may be appraised about the student progress. The parents may be taken care of through discussion like that. Services may be taken. Similarly, duty towards profession and colleagues. You have your colleagues, how to behave your colleagues. Not only behave, you have to discuss about your academic problems with the colleagues. So strives for his or her continuous professional development. If you want to continue that your professional develop, you must talk, you must discuss, not chit chat, nonsense. You must discuss any problem critically related to your field, academic field. Then takes pride in, yes. There are many, some teachers, not many, there are some teachers, they are not happy with teaching. In this teaching, there is no money, there is no salary, there is no contract. No, once you have joined, you must know that I have joined teaching profession, so I must be satisfied, I must be contented. So job satisfaction, that if that is not there, you cannot like your students, you cannot teach well like that. So therefore, therefore your professional, you must be ethical for your profession. Another is your professional identity of teachers. Now you have to identify that you are all teachers. Therefore, we have different organizations. Teachers' professional identity is an ongoing process of interpretation and reinterpretation of experiences, implying both person and context, and consists of sub-identities that more or less harmonize with each other. Identity is dependent upon and formed within multiple contexts. So you are working in different contexts, and because of your involvement, you are identified. For example, you are for example, there is some quarrel among the villagers. Villagers, where the school is located. Now it is not your duty, but you have gone. So what is the problem? Now you have settled down. Now the villagers identify, oh, he is a leader, a very good man. Similarly, there may be some dispute between the management committee members. So you can take leadership and solve the problem. So therefore, professional identity, that way we are identified as a teacher. So our identity, sometime before the election, the political leaders come to the teachers. They know that if I take the help of my teachers, yes, okay, within 2 minutes I'll complete. So therefore, there should not be any crisis in the identity problem. So that means we as teachers should not do anything which will go against the teaching profession, which will bring bad name to the teachers, so that there is problem. Therefore, there are different strategies to address the issue of professional development. So like that development of network among the institution and individuals, like SCRT there, your IC is there, College of Teacher Education is there, University Education Department is there. Therefore, it is our duty to make not isolated way, but conglomeration, united development of a set of indicators and benchmark track for in-service professional development, organize a workshop. We must organize workshop. You must write articles on any issue of education, let it be published or let it be discussed in the teacher conference, something like that. That will give you new insight. Professional development can be succeed only in setting and context. That will make you something great. Otherwise, as a professional, we can lose our status. So therefore, professional development program should always address the identified gaps in student achievement. So we must strive for student achievement. Doesn't mean marks in mathematics, history, geography. Student achievement in any sphere of life. Let every student be a successful member of the society. That should be the aspiration of a teacher. So with these words, I can say that the assigned task to me is completed. That is BES-122, 4 blocks. Within 4 days, it is completed. So, okay, should we close?
Yes, sir. Thank you so
Sir,
much,
it's
sir.
an important question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
One question is somebody. What is the question? Dharana, what is the question?
No, sir. ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କିଛି note ଅଛି କି ଯୋଉ teaching ର?
ଶୁଭୁନି ଭଲ ବଡ ପାଟିରେ କହ।
ସାର୍ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କିଛି note ଅଛି କି ଆମକୁ share କରିପାରିବେ?
Assignment?
ନାଇଁ note
Sir,
ଅଛି।
ଯଦି
Sir, can you provide, sir, any important question of BS-122?
And because I am not preparing the question.
Sir, actually, sir, examination is, sir, coming only 1 month, sir. So can you, sir, just any suggestion?
You can see the last year pattern question. So 150 mark, 4 questions, 300, 600 questions, like that. For example, one question I am giving as a professional, how to feel that professional development of the teachers can be successfully handled and can be used for the betterment of the education of the secondary school children. You are a professional. How can you think of better situation so that the students to whom you are teaching, they can be successful member of the society? Practical question. Question. Similarly, you can be. So, what is universalization of secondary education? What are the strategies to be adopted for making the secondary education universal? Like that.
Many questions, sir. Give me some 2 or 3 questions.
Similarly, we can talk. Pardon?
Hello.
So, for example, why should education be based on the philosophy of a country? What are the principles of democratic principles of education? As a teacher, how can you encourage the student to participate in a democratic situations? Like that. Similarly, what are the aspirations of Indian education society? Like this.
Sir,
you can go through that.
Hello. Sir, can you give any notes?
I have no note. I have no note. I have gone through your material and also collected something from other sources. Just I have told you, I have no material. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Hope for the best. I pray God that you should do well, so well, demonstrate well in the examination, and I hope you can do well. That is my aspiration. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Class बहुत ଭଲ ଥିଲା.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.